What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, and my fighters? I'm One Eyebrow, also known as PT, and I'm back to talk about The Walking Dead. Spoiler warning for The Walking Dead show, comics, all that stuff, but definitely for The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 10. I'm going to give you my review, our discussion, breakdown, recap, what we liked, what we loved, what we thought was pretty far-fetched. But overall, Season 10, Episode 10 of The Walking Dead was really good. One of the best episodes in a long, long time. Let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. But first, guys, show us some love and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you have, thank you very much. We have a goal of 100,000 subscribers. Help us achieve that goal. Hit the join button to become a valued member of our PT channel Walking Dead family, and make sure you ring the bell if you are a subscriber to be notified when we post videos every day. Now, Season 10, Episode 10, Stalker was very good. Very entertaining, very interesting. It was action-packed. There was a lot of good moments. Beta being Beta, the horror aspect was definitely there. And it was awesome because this is The Walking Dead, and they really got away from the horror aspect in certain seasons, but I think it's back, and the Whispers and Beta definitely are those people that can bring the horror creepiness to the show, and it's pretty great. Now, Beta going through the caves, I could buy into it, and it's funny because some people love the show no matter what, and they're going to defend it. Other people hate it no matter what they do. But I thought it was enjoyable, and it's entertainment. At the end of the day, it's a fictional universe. They love the match thing where it lights up the whole screen, but you know, it is what it is. And Beta going through the tunnels and sneaking into Alexandria was pretty awesome. And this is a very quick moment, but look at that Whisperer's face. It's pretty hilarious. Kind of feel bad for that guy. He's sitting in the cave just waiting for Beta to come along. How long's that guy been there, right? By himself? But Beta gets into Alexandria in a tunnel that was helped by Dante, or finished by Dante, or started by Dante. However, the connecting point was Dante dug the grave and killed Cheryl on purpose. And I think the best parts of the episode were Thora Birch, who plays Gamma, and Father Gabriel. They were some of the best parts of the episode. Besides Judith shooting through the door and shooting Beta in the chest, pretty awesome stuff. But Father Gabriel is not messing around. Was it really necessary to have all these Alexandrians with their spears pointed at Gamma? Is she really that big a threat? It was kind of funny. But they know where the cave is now, so they can go back there. Ultimately, who's going to go back and help Connie and Magna if it's possible to help them? Is Carol still around there? Is Father Gabriel or Aaron going to go find them? And this kind of reminds me of Kill Bill when Beatrix Kiddo went through her grave and dug her way out. But either way, if you think it's plausible or not, I don't know, but it's a fictional universe. So there's going to be some things that don't make sense, that are a little far-fetched, but Beta coming out of the grave is creepy. And what horror movies and zombie stuff's all about. We haven't really seen that, right? That was really the first time that somebody was buried. Well, Beta wasn't buried, but somebody came out of a grave, right? That's what zombies really are, coming out from being buried and coming back as reanimated corpses. But Beta going through Alexandria was pretty creepy. And the fact that the Whispers made the group call them from another location and drew Father Gabriel and Scott out was pretty smart. The Whispers are smarter than we think, I guess, right? They have some tactics. But I have some questions. So Daryl was going back towards an entrance into the cave. He found two Whispers, and then Alpha came out with the Walker Horde. She was moving them. But when this Whisper that pulled out the bolt from the Whisper ahead, well, I think it's just a Walker head, but was this the same entrance that Daryl and our group came in before? Because we see this Whisper come over to this body here, and you see the bolt in the head. Did Lydia do that? Did Daryl do that? Because at the end of the episode, we saw Lydia had the crossbow. But Daryl goes after the Whispers, and he's sneaking around, and he's not spotted, but then he goes and attacks them, and it's pretty cool. It's a pretty awesome scene. The Daryl versus Alpha fight did not disappoint. It was pretty interesting, and you know, Daryl was taking down a bunch of Walkers and a bunch of Whispers, and he was being a one-man wrecking crew. You know, Daryl's the superhero of the show. Daryl, Michonne, Rick, when he was there, they're really the superheroes, which is kind of who these people are. But either way, Alpha was moving the Walker Horde, and I guess moving them towards somewhere. I guess they're going to go attack Hilltop with the Walker Horde in an upcoming episode. But Daryl is safe. Well, kind of. He got tore up, and I'm really not sure how Daryl survived and how Alpha survived. I mean, they had major trauma to them. But either way, Alpha moves the Walker Horde, or a piece of the Walker Horde, out of the cave and towards Hilltop, I'm guessing. But either way, the cave, that's done with for a little time, right? Is Magna and Connie ever going to be saved? I hope so. But Daryl going after Alpha and the Whispers and the Walkers is pretty interesting. Because what's going on here? What are they doing? They're like tangled in the trees and the branches, and it's like they're walking around, but there's not really that many of them. Where do the rest of the Walkers go? And what are they just doing here? Circling around? It just was weird to be like, okay, what's the point of this? But either way, Daryl caught up with them and attacked them. So we see that Daryl's killing some Walkers and some Whispers. But before that, one of his crossbow bolts flies out of nowhere and takes out a Whisper or a Walker, right? It happened so fast that I don't know who shot it and where it came from. Because then you see Daryl attack everybody here. But we saw Lydia with the crossbow later in the episode. So that Daryl have it and dropped it again, and then Lydia picked it up. But again, what's going on here and what's Alpha doing? But either way, it was the way that Daryl caught up with them and they started to fight, I think. So Gamma is there at Alexandria. And it was interesting because they shouldn't really believe her. And I don't blame the council for not believing her. But then Father Gabriel interrogated her and, they found out that she killed her sister and she didn't have to. And, the whole scene with Laura and Beta was a little underwhelming for me. It was so dark. And I mean dark by not being able to see it. And why didn't Laura try to put Beta in the cell and then close the cell? But I guess Beta got the key and, was able to unlock it. And, it was a couple things. But either way, Beta was there to get Gamma. Gamma got away. And Laura tried to save the day, but she got killed in the process. And I liked how no-nonsense Father Gabriel was being. And I also liked how Judith was talking to Gamma. It was kind of just nice to see that, just her voice. And I don't know, it's just something about Judith talking to Gamma was a nice moment. And let's talk about the Alpha Daryl gas station garage moment here. So Alpha's wounded, Daryl's severely wounded. And the whole thing is having Daryl versus Alpha, and then Lydia coming back, and Lydia found them. I don't know how Lydia just survived there without a Whisper or skin mask, but either way, Lydia was there to save Daryl, and Daryl's pretty tore up. Alpha, sits on the tires. She's looking for Daryl, and she's like, you know what? I'm going to attract Walkers. So she bangs her gun on the wall and makes this noise, and the Walker's pretty awesome. But what's kind of funny is that the Walker comes into there, or the third Walker in the back, comes into the gas station, and looks clearly at Alpha and looks at her and is like, oh no, it's one of us, right? But wouldn't the blood give it away? I mean, okay, if we're going with the Whisper skin masks, makes her invisible to Walkers. But wouldn't the blood attract the Walkers? The smell of it, right? And maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I gotta ask the question. Daryl's leg, the knife in the leg hitting the artery, he's in trouble. I mean, even in a perfect situation where he could be inside a hospital or right near a hospital, that's not good. That's really not good when he had to take it out to kill the Walker, which was pretty awesome. And the blood and the story and everything was pretty great. But it's like, both of these people should not survive. Daryl's definitely going to live, and so is Alpha. But they're losing a lot of blood. And how are these people going to just patch him up? Especially Lydia. You could just patch up an artery like that. And again, I'm just asking the question. I'm not being hard on the show. I'm just asking the question in a realistic approach. But the fact that Alpha was basically happy to see Lydia, thinking that Lydia was there to take out Alpha and become the new Alpha and take over the Whispers. And then Lydia's like, no, I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that. I'm actually here for Daryl, and I'm just here to talk to you. And for us to think that she would actually kill Alpha is pretty tough. I mean, you can't just kill your parent like that unless they were terrible to you. And Alpha was pretty bad to Lydia, but I thought it was real that she couldn't do it. I probably couldn't do it either. But either way, Lydia is there for Daryl. Alpha is strong now. She's clearly severed all ties with Lydia. And what was this all about? Your way is not the only way? Did Lydia do that to show the Whispers that you don't have to follow Alpha? I just don't know what the point of this is. This was awesome. Judith shooting Beta through the door. But again, should have just shot him in the head to make sure he was dead, but that'd be too obvious. This was pretty great. Very horror movie-esque when he killed all these people. Just knelt down and was like, all right, I'm going to wait for you to turn. The fight with Rosita and Beta was pretty cool. I think Rosita got him in the stomach with her saw blade kind of sword thing. But, you know, it happened so fast and the fight was pretty short and it was dark again. A little too dark. And I wonder what's going to happen to Beta now that Beta came back or went back to the Whisperer camp without Gamma. Beta failed. And you cannot fail the Alpha. Beta's got to be in trouble, right? And what's going to happen? It was pretty smart of the Whisperers to use that tactic to go to that outpost thing and tell them that there was a horde, but there wasn't. Father Gabriel and Scott saved Gamma. Gamma's going to Hilltop to be reunited with her nephew, Adam. Aaron got back to Alexandria. I'm guessing Jerry and Kelly went back to Hilltop because we see them in the trailer there. And everybody's going to Hilltop except Father Gabriel, Coco, and I guess a couple other people. But I'm glad that they talked about it and they were like, yep, Dante did this. We know what happened here. And it was like a nice aha moment where everybody found out what everybody knew. Is this a kiss of death? Is Father Gabriel and Rosita not going to see each other ever again? Because Father Gabriel is going to be at Alexandria and Rosita is going to Hilltop. So I just wonder what's going to happen there. And I guess Hilltop always had a doctor. So we were like, who's going to play doctor now? Because Sadiq got killed off and that was the last doctor that we thought. But I guess there was a doctor at Hilltop, most likely from the kingdom. So Daryl's okay. You know he's going to live. But again, I mean, if you cut a major artery like that, he'd be dead within hours. But Lydia stitched him up. We'll have to see what happens. And I guess Daryl slept it off. But Lydia's safe. And Alpha is ready to attack Hilltop. So it was a nice action-packed episode. And I know I'm breaking it down and reviewing it and recapping the episode, Season 10, Episode 10. But you may think I'm being critical of it. But I'm just bringing up real questions. Things I thought while watching it. I love The Walking Dead. And if you think I'm being too hard on it, well, that's on you. But ultimately, I love the show and I love talking about it and discussing it, but I'm a realist. And I want to know the continuity of things and if it makes sense from prior stuff on the show, why it does or it doesn't. So let me know your thoughts, post your comments below, and for those interested in my Zombie Apocalypse book series, check out the link in the description below. All these books are available now. All the proceeds from the book sales come back to the channel as well as the book series. Thank you guys for watching, and tell them Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys. Honestly, thank you.